Are you? I don't believe you. Okay, I won't tease this time, but compared to the music, how's my voice? Is it hearable enough? Yes, hearable is a word now. I made it up. Probably. Okay, turn the voice down a tiny bit, you say. Then I will not. I will start a private party. Then inside the party, oh, I forgot. It doesn't work anymore. Thanks, PlayStation. Okay, exit the private party and change the. Where are the settings? Damn it. This is problematic. Okay, plan B. I will start a party. Start a private party. Invite my alt account. Where is it? Where is the thing? Okay, then join. Okay, now the volume is. Hold on. How do I? Okay, shut up. Shut up. Okay. What happens if I exit? Is it still quiet? Yes, it is still quiet. How is the volume on your end now? Okay, good. I don't like that. Here's my trick. I make a party and use the slider that lets you choose if you want the party to be louder or the game to be louder. But the station changed it so somebody has to enter the party first for this take effect, which is annoying. Anyways, without further ado, I delayed the intro long enough. Hello, my absolutely adorable little dreamers, and welcome to yet another stream of mine. This time I am doing something absolutely different. Welcome to telling tales and playing things. Is that what I called it? No, it's telling tales and streaming things. A new series where I'll start telling personal stories of my own over some casual gameplay. The gameplay will be secondary, and the main focus will be me babbling on for hours on end. This time, you'll see some Astro Bots gameplay, so quote-unquote first game. While I'll tell a lot of stories. The topics will be about how I started playing video games here, and how it started to evolve all the way to one of my favorite games of all times, Little Big Planet. Let's start. Yes, delete everything. Welcome to Astro Bots Playroom. The experience was created to show you some of the cool tricks possible with your DualSense wireless controller. Ready to join us through for an adventure inside your PS5? Then let's dive in. And let's the storytelling starts. So, video games. We all know them, we all love them, and who doesn't probably came from the Stone Age and think gameplay video games are a waste of time. Of course, most of my viewers, except the ones who live with me in this in this little town of mine shares a very experience with video games than mine. So you started having your video games since the 80s and all that. Everything from Nintendo to Sega to whatever is between. But not over here. Over here we're me and my short attention span. How do I say it? Over here, it's a completely different stories. Uh, Video game companies like Xbox and PlayStation did not target the Middle East, especially uh, you know. I wanted to start Astrobot because I thought I would have an easier time telling stories, but I easily lost my focus. So in the Middle East, we didn't really have as many games as you think we might have. We started having proper video games around the 20s or something like that. The companies that started selling games here were mainly Sega and Nintendo. God bless them, at least by then. They gave us basic things like the Game Boy Advance, the Sega Genesis, the Sega Mega, and everyone's favorite, the Famicom. Oh my god, the Famicom was the best thing we ever had. How do I put it? Hmm. I remember. Shut up. Let me focus. I remember when I was in kindergarten. Kindergarten. Every time I would wake up early so I could finish my breakfast as soon as possible. The reason being, the sooner I finish, the sooner I get to play on the bootleg Famicom, Famicom as soon as I could. And the sooner I play, the longer I play. And goodness, it was the best thing ever. Whenever the bus arrives to take me to kindergarten, I would be so upset, but I had to go and learn, I guess. That was in the 2000s. By then, you had the Middle East to sell video games. So to get them, you had to either go outside the country to buy them, or have somebody ship them from outside, which was very expensive. But people started to ship them in and sell them by the dozens. Thing is, Sony wasn't exactly selling themselves, despite having an open market for them. So what happened is, pirates came to save the day. Lots of pirates started to pirate games, crack them, and sell them on cheap discs, and sell them for very cheap prices. Huh, GTA San Andreas for what? $40? How about 10 reals? That's about $2 and a half for a full game. Which is like crazy when you think about it, because by the time the PS3 came out, Sony finally started to sell their consoles and game officially. And I was mind blown. Games for 40, 50, $60? What the hell was that? I was too used to buying games for $2 and a half. And it was it wasn't it was so great but not perfect, because the cracked discs were so made of so low quality that they would get messed up easily. You could try your best to keep a disk as clean as possible, but in the end, it would get ruined either way. And oh boy, you always had to look for a different disc for the same game. And God forbid it's from previous version because by then the data won't the safe data won't match and you'll have to start all over again. And boy, was it a nightmare, especially when I get so far in GTA San Andreas and then all of a sudden, bang, the disk is broken. Go buy another one. Bang, the data doesn't match because it was made in a newer version and you have to start from the very beginning. Boy, it was a nightmare. Anyways, of course, we also had all sort of th- uh, strange games, let's say. All sort of bootlegs. You have got things like GTA San Andreas Superman Edition, where you have, for some reason, Caesar's face blasted on a Superman body, and when you boot up the game, you'll see a short clip of re- a recording of a modded PC version of San Andreas where you play as Superman and fly and shoot lasers. You'd get all excited, and when you start the game, you don't see that. Just a simple reskin. It's not modded. You can't fly. You can't shoot lasers, which was super disappointing. And yes, we had a lot of bootlegs, but my favorites were the emulators one. I believe I told you before about the Nintendo emulator bootleg disc. Just imagine Super Mario World on a freaking PS2. It was mind blowing. I loved the game so much, and it was one of many. You had the classic Super Mario Bros. You had Duck Hunt, which wasn't working because it required that laser gun. What was it called again? Light gun, light pistol. So the game didn't work, which made me sad. What else? What else? There was Zelda, but I didn't know jack about it, so I simply skip. It was Mario all the way. It was super fun for especially when I went to my cousin's house and we played two-player mode. Whenever one got in trouble, we could share our lives together, which was a neat feature of that game. You can give or take lives from your player too. Yes, it's the orange gun. I think it is called the light pistol. But while I didn't play the Duck Hunt on the PS2, I did play it on the Famicom, which, by the way, was also a bootleg. There we had an original Famicom at some point, but a lot of companies sold a lot of bootlegs. What else? What else? Bootlegs didn't come with one or two games, but this pirated cartridge, which had hundreds upon hundreds of games. Of course, many of them were duplicates of the same game with some cheese, some cheats, some cheats. God, I can't speak properly. For example, you got the original Super Mario Brothers and another version of the game where with Moon Jump, where you can jump really high. Uh, what else? What else? It was simple back then, and I didn't know that there's the word had it a lot better. Heck, when I saw the disc was called Blu-ray, but we didn't have any Blu-ray. It was some cheap computer disc which could break easily. But a proper Blu-ray was actually blue from the back, and it was actually durable. You could try to break it, but it wasn't easy. Well, if you used a burned disc like we had, you could break it without thinking. Uh, what else? What else? So, we had the PS2, we had the Famicom, but we didn't have much. We had a lot of bootlegs. For example, you had the quote-unquote BZB, not PSP, BZB. Let me try to share to look it up on Google if you can see some images. Come on, open up. BZB bootleg. Yep, you can find some of it. The BZB was a crappy bootleg of the BSP, like the BCB, which was also another crappy bootleg. You would look at it and think, oh look, BSP, and it's very cheap. And when you buy it, you'll have what? A bootleg Tetris with no sounds, uh, a crappy ripoff of Mario. What else? Bong. It's really gotten my nerves. I mean, it get all excited and then bang, it's just a bootleg device with some crappy games. It wasn't the original PSP, which was very expensive. What else? What else? What else? Of course, so before I started streaming, I had all sorts of thoughts to speak about, but now all thoughts are gone. What else? Come on. Uh, we had the Game Boy Advance, but we had games for it. Nintendo also gave us the Nintendo DS, but sadly they didn't sell any DS games, just more Game Boy games. I mean, the device was nice, but I was upset that I couldn't play any DS games. And then, what happened? What happened? Can't remember. Hmm. I recall one time that when I was playing Duck Hunt, I would cheat by. You're supposed to stand back and shoot at the ducks, but I would take the light pistol, aim it exactly at the screen to get some easy shots. But that aside, uh, things started to change slowly but surely. Soon we got an actual BSP, and it was amazing. It was like having a PS2 on the go. All sorts of games. All we had is to charge it every now and then. The games were good. The quality was amazing, and the games wouldn't break over time like the pirated games we had. What else? What else? But here's the thing. Like I was saying, Sony being the stingy idiots they are, they still didn't sell any of their consoles here. So, how did we get some PSP games? Pirates to the rescue once again. Some shops would offer you some games. You'd go, bring your PSP, they plug it to their computers and pirate some games. Once again, games for $20, $40. No, 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 no. You want a game? خمسة I said 5 real. That's what? $1.25 for a full games. Oh my god, God bless these pirates. The only issue would be you can only install so many games at once because we didn't have much storage back then. But oh boy, so many games for cheap. Pick and choose and enjoy yourselves. And once upon a time, me and the family were going to Bahrain or the country, that tiny, tiny country attached to good old Saudi Arabia. And on the way, it was on vacation, so traffic was absolutely hell. The bridge to Bahrain was extremely crowded. We took about 4 hours to get in. And I was very little and very impatient by then. I don't think my precious little Lily was born by then. So here I was in the car. It was extremely hot, and I was so impatient. I nearly cried. I was what, 7, 8, something like that. I wanted to get out already. It was too hot, and my father had to turn the AC every now and then because the engine got too hot, and he didn't want the engine to explode. So to keep me distracted, my middle big sister gave me an Arabic to English dictionary, and I, out of curiosity, immediately went to the greeting section, and only looked for words I liked. Slowly yet surely, during these hours, I continued to read and read and read, and before I know it, I started to pick some basic English understanding, and it started to grow from there until we went to a trip to Mecca. Uh, I was in third grade. In here, that's about what? 11 years old, I think. So, for finishing second grade, my dearest father wanted to gift me and my big brother a gift. So he got us a BS3. Yes, a BS3. The shop owner gave us the console and let us pick two games. My big brother picked Killzone, you know, the old PS3 game where you kill some aliens. And I picked a game called Mod Nation Racers. Back then, that was Mario Kart for the PS3, but better. Yes, I agree. The PS3 was extremely amazing. Uh, Sometimes I say it's better than the PS4 and even 5. Not counting graphics and all that. It had many better features, but I'll get to that soon. Anyways, we were told we will not open the console until we get home because it would get tedious to set it up, then take it off because we would get home in a few days. And soon we got home. Where were we? Not our home where we are right now. It was we were at my grandmother's home, our second home. So let me take a sip of water. By the time we got there, I was exhausted and passed out. Yet I was excited because the next day, me and my brother will start the console and finally see what the PS3 is like. I woke up and then look at that. The console is already set up and my brother is already playing on it without even waking me up or calling me. I wanted to be upset. I was such a... Look, with strangers, I was quite a mouse. Too shy to speak. Me and my social anxiety. I couldn't make a sound. But with my siblings, I was a huge brat, okay? I was a brat. I admit that. I wanted to get mad. I wanted to yell at him. I wanted to get all bouty and angry because he started without me. But next thing you know, I was already by his side, staring at the screen. I was amazed. He was the one playing, but just watching him play, I was like seeing the best thing ever. The graphics was amazing. Were amazing. The gameplay was from another world. And the controller. The controller. The control. Why can I say it? What was it called? The DualShock 3. Would you look at that? A controller without a goddamn wire, which was something I hated on the PS2 because whenever we got too excited, we would accidentally yank on the controller and end up damaging the wire. But now, what magic is this? How does a controller work without a wire? Especially when I was used to the Famicom and how you always had to use a wire. It was mind blowing. especially with features like the what was it called, 6-axis or something like that. The motion sensor. It had a very confusing name. Yes, me too. I broke an unfair share of controllers myself. This is sad. I was supposed to tell stories about gameplay, but all you see is a pause menu. So, after a while of gameplay, he stopped and went to take a break while allowing me to, yeah, for you they were, but not for us because when you look at that, they weren't the original. They were cheap, useless bootleg controllers with some knockoff names, control buttons that break easily, and the thing in the middle, the button for the motion sensor, right? The button in the middle was for the analog stick. That didn't work. And just imagine buying a goddamn controller and the freaking stick, the analog stick doesn't work. What's the point of a controller if it doesn't work? We had to make do by then. If it doesn't work and we played GTA San Andreas, we couldn't walk. All we would do is just jump, 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 jump to move around. Back to the PS3. Anyway, he left and Killzone, I think it was my first FPS game on the PS3. So I was absolutely scared. I didn't know what to do, and I would panic and all that because I didn't play any proper FPS game before. But I was mind blown because to aim, you would hold the left trigger and shoot the right trigger. It's like shooting an actual gun, or at least that's what young me thought. I mean, I think back on San Andreas you had to what? Click circle to shoot, I think. Anyways, what else? What else? What else? I want to remember. I remember a section in Killzone where you had to turn on a valve. You wouldn't use a button. Instead, you would use the right trigger to grab the valve. And then you would turn the controller itself and use motion sensors to turn it as if you were turning the valve yourself. It was mind-blowing, really. But eventually I stopped because if we, I was here's a strange fact. Back on the when I used to play in the Game Boy, I was such a scaredy little kitten. I would get terrified so easily. We had a freaking Scooby-Doo game, and when I saw a ghost, I nearly had nightmares. My heart would have popped out of my chest out of fear. Heck, even cartoon violence and video games used to make me squirm. I mean, it is laughable how easy it was to scare me. But now, look at how many violent games I play. Heck, I played, what was it called? Iconoclast with all its violent imagery, and I'm like, damn, I love this game so much. How I changed from a little scaredy shy boy into a boy into a man who plays the most violent of games and isn't doesn't flinch at all. Heck, one of my friends asked that. He told me, I remember when you used to play Valiant King on the Game Boy Advance, and whenever Timon got squished, you would squirm and whine. And he was, but now you play all sorts of graphic games, and he was right. How did I change from this to that? I don't know. Heck, I don't think I even noticed. But anyways, if sooner or later I got bored of Killzone because I wasn't exactly an expert. And then I started Mod Nation Racers. Oh my god, that was the shit, especially with my family. Imagine Mario Kart, except each time you take a power up, it would level up and be stronger. For example, you pick a normal missile, pick another one, it turns into level 2, stronger missile. Pick a level 3, another one, it turns into level 3 and shoot a barrage of missiles into the other racers. Now, Mario Kart focus on having their IB characters like Mario, Peach, Luigi, Wario, and all those characters. But what made Mod Nation stand out was the fact that it used original characters and original story and actual story while having PlayStation characters as extra DLCs. You had the option to create your own card and your own character, and it was so fun to be able to create you, anything you want and customize it however you want. It was so amazing, so amazing. Especially when we would gather with the family and play it together. Up to 4 players, which is something I honestly miss. Playing online, it's handy, it's useful, it's decent. But playing at the same house with your friends, it was a different experience, which is something I miss. I miss having games with split screen, with the 4 players and things like that, which is something we don't have anymore. At best, you'd get a game with 2 players. Games with 4 players split screen tend to be lacking. Yes, yes, indeed. And I'll bring a story related to that very soon. Anyways, me and my family, my cousins, my sisters, and whatever relatives used to play games with us. We loved Mood Nation so much. We uh, we would gather around and bicker where we were racing. Most of the time, heck, maybe half the time, I was always the first efforts because I, and the whole family, even now, the one that games the most is me. So naturally, I have the most experience. Uh, they they had an unfair disadvantage against me, honestly. So I used to feel bad, and I would make myself quote unquote accidentally lose and make them win, just to make them feel better. But whenever they started making fun of me, you know what? Let's rematch, and they would show no mercy at all. I was so bitty, so bitty. Sometimes I would suck the fun out of it for them. But hey, I was a little brat by then. What else? What else? 2 games. By now, each gamer would have at least 10 games. But so by then, 2 games is too little. So, my dearest father, him and I went to buy a new game because I finished fourth grade, fourth grade. So I went into the store, and he told me to pick any game I like. This is strange. You may call me, you may say I'm making things up, but I saw a game. I don't know why, but I feel something dragging me to it. I had a feeling. I want that game in particular. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about. This is the first time I saw it in my whole life, but I want that game. It was the absolute legend, Little Big Planet. By then, my English was a bit weak, so I didn't know that. Without thinking, I actually bought a deluxe edition that came with a lot of DLCs and a lot of extras. So I bought it and went home. Words cannot describe how much I loved that game. A platformer, you can play with friends up to 4 players. You can customize your character however you want. Uh, you choose the clothes, you can put on stickers to change colors and all that. It was mind blowing, and that was only the beginning. So, about the next day, I went outside to the hood. I called in the boys. We're having a gaming session. So, as you know, I live in a small town. About what? We were 30, 30, 50 of us maybe gathered around the living room and seeing one screen. We had three controllers fighting, so if they win, they continue. And so we played and played and played, and before know it, the sun was down and they had to leave. Everyone loved that game so much. We would laugh together, yell at each other because each one of us meant the other lose and all that. Uh, there's a particular level. It's called the Islands. It's inspired by Japan. It had some wall with some old enemy characters, and my cousin looked at it and recognized it. He thought it was familiar to some anime we seen before. Uh, in English, I think it's called Kingdom. He turned to his phone and was like, "I lost because of you." Couldn't you shut up? I remember the moment by heart, and it was so hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing for a while, and he got mad at me for laughing as well. Fantastic. I wanted to lower the temperature on the AC, and I accidentally turned it off altogether. Anyways, a particular member of our friends group, another cousin of mine. God damn it, I have so many cousins that I can't keep count. He loved the game, and so when he bought a PS3, he asked me for the name and went to buy a copy for this. And the story was amazing. Look at the moon, which is a feature in the game called the moon, where you can create anything you like. As you play the game, there's all sorts of things, gadgets, materials, tools, and you're able to get creative and make anything you want. You want to make a car, a boat, anything you can think of, you can create, but you need the experience to know how to create them. And that was one of the game's main selling points. That it wasn't a platformer game; it was a platform for games. People created all sorts of games. It was mind blowing. That's why many consider the Sackboy, the character from the game, to be the PlayStation main mascot. Anyways, I played and played, and one day, my cousin, the one who bought a copy of the game, called me over to his house. And oh my god, it was like I saw a different world. Before this, I did not know that online gaming was a thing. He taught me about PlayStation Network. That not only can he make an account and play online, but also he can see online levels made by all sorts of players. I was mind blown. You got a giant piano, many different houses, many relaxing levels, boats, survival levels. Shout out to the OGs who remember Bomb Survivals or Shark Survival. It was amazing. It was something I never dreamed of. So I made my way back and made my own account. And yes, like you said, it opened to the door to many things I never know before. So I played so many online levels and I found better and better levels. And this game was absolutely my favorite on the PS3. And before now, I know it, I started to mess around on the console. and I accidentally opened the PlayStation Store. You're telling me that I don't need to buy disc, that I can download games? I don't have to go to the store and buy them at sky high prices? Count me in. Of course, by then I didn't know how how to get to add currency to my online wallet. But I learned later. So I kept messing around and around and around. And before I know it, I accidentally started to open other apps. Like, uh, there was a Google Earth knockoff on the console, which was like Google Earth PlayStation Edition. I messed around, I didn't know what it does, and I quit. I kept messing around, and then I was mind blown yet again. I opened one of PlayStation biggest wasted potential of all times. PlayStation Home. You may heard of virtual worlds like Second Life and things like that. We had it on the PlayStation. It was called PlayStation Home. You create your own avatar, meet people online, and mess around and all that. But here's the kicker: you do not just go to empty rooms and talk. You, you, the rooms were either basic stuff like a bowling room where you could play virtual bowling, tennis, things like that. But most rooms, and this what got me so attached, was that they were based off popular PlayStation games. Uh, what was it that game called? The one with the Sweet Tooth, the evil clown. Oh yeah, Twisted Metal, God of War, Little Big Planet, Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, uh, Sly Cooper. What else? What else? Any Motorstorm, especially Motorstorm. Any popular PlayStation IP, it had a room in that game. And it's not like you just go and see a room themed after the game. No, they had mini games based of these games. For example, in the no, not Little Big Planet. One of my favorite games on the PSP was called Loco Roco, which had you control some spherical creatures and roll from left to right until you reach the end. Uh, so their room was based off the island. You had the Lokorokers, the evil characters. You had the Moi Mois, their allies, roaming around, saying hi to you and all that. And the minigame had you. Uh, I don't remember. My brain went off yet again. Point is, for example, let me think. Let me think. Of course, now I can't think. Mini games were based off the games, and it was fantastic. And if you beat these mini games, you'd get special items like a Loco Roco shirt about a new character. You'd get like Moi Moi bits following you around. You'd get decoration to put in your home. And yes, each layer had a home. You could customize it and put all sorts of trinkets that you buy or collect for free. Boy, it was heaven. The tough part is that you had to use text to chat, and my English was fairly weak, so I didn't of an app to use. But PlayStation abandoned it. Nowadays, some mad lads started to collect some abandoned PS3s to collect that data and started to make custom PlayStation Home servers, and it's fairly alive, and they're trying to expand it. So it's a wonderful thing, really. Too bad PlayStation are too stupid to continue with it. What else? What else? Yeah, I brought Motor Storm, and here's the thing: when I played that game, the boost was the X button. You hold it down, and it would make faster and faster. It was endless, but if the engine overheats, the car would blow. I was baffled. The car would keep blowing and blowing and blowing because I was used to games like GTA where you had to press the X button to go forward and square to go back. I learned the hard way that you would have to use the left and right triggers to go forward and backward, which made me go crazy. I said, it's like driving a real car. Of course, by then I barely know how to drive a car. I was just a kid. God damn, my voice is starting to die. Excuse me for a moment. Uh, what else? What else? What else? Before I started streaming, I had a lot to say, but of course now the thoughts escape me and I can barely think. Oh boy, yeah. I've been babbling for nearly an hour now. God damn it, I want to remember. What else? What else? What else? The PlayStation had some promising games, like PlayStation All Stars. People called it Super Smash knockoff, which ripoff, which wasn't true because it played uh, it was overhated. Okay, and Super Smash you had to knock players off screen. In PlayStation Network, sorry, in PlayStation All Stars you had to gather points and use a special move to kill your opponents. So different way to defeat opponents. And the game was also criticized for having an imbalanced roster, which was ridiculous because Super Smash is famous for having a very unbalanced roster. Game was promising but died down quickly. What else? Like MotorStorm, it was uh, it was amazing. You, it was one of my favorite racing games of all times. From the smashing the other cars to the endless nitro. But if it's sooner or later the series started to die and the studio shut down. However, some of the members gathered back and made a new game for the PS4 called Onrush. It's somewhat similar, but instead of racing, it focuses on racing-based modes where you work with your teammates to do certain tasks to win. You either win together or lose together. It is decent, but it's uh, it's underrated to be honest. I might stream it soon. What else? And I would scream in my pillow. Why was I that bad? Why did I speak? And yes, speak, not text, because the BSI camera had a microphone attached to it, and I would use it as a makeshift microphone. Oh boy, I cringe remember my bad English. What else? What else? The PlayStation Eye camera. I bought it with the PlayStation Move, which you could call a Wii ripoff. Decent idea, uh, questionable execution. Like the idea was amazing, but what killed it is that the machine, the the PlayStation Move controller had to always be on screen or it would be useless. The game that came with it was called Start the Party. It was amazing. You and up to three friends would play a set of mini games, and the one with the most stars. And from the Wacky